sports fans. Welcome to the Mid-South Sports Network High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight, we come to you from the campus of Terry Sanford High School as the Bulldogs host the Cleveland Rams in a battle of Eastern Region 3A powers. Last season's game was a shootout in Clayton. Both teams moved the ball up and down the field. In the end, Terry Sanford came out on top, 34-27. It was a precursor as both teams made the 3AA playoffs, and coincidentally, both were eliminated in third-round action. The 2016 edition of the Bulldogs features another potent offense led by junior quarterback Christian Jane. The left-hander has thrown for almost 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, and has scored another 6 times on the ground. 4 different Bulldogs have over 100 yards receiving on the young season. At Cleveland, the Rams come to Fayetteville 2-2 on the season. Last week, they traveled to Benson, where the West Johnson Wildcats ran over the Rams 55-23. Terry Sanford will be the first 3A school Cleveland has faced, as all their other contests have been against larger 4A schools. Head coach Scott Riley likes to throw the ball from the spread formation, to expect lots of action tonight for the Bulldogs secondary. Settle in, folks, for what's going to be a battle between 2 of the best 3A teams in the state. Pull all the food off the grill and gather your friends around. It's almost kickoff time, and you know we live for Friday nights. When we come back, we'll meet tonight's broadcast crew and preview the Bulldogs and the Rams. You're listening to the best in high school sports on the Mid-South Sports Network.
Do you know what we call a 3-year-old BMW? The ultimate driving machine. With an up to 5-year, 75,000-mile warranty and under 15,000 miles on the odometer, a BMW certified pre-owned elite is just getting started. So hurry in for exceptional offers through BMW Financial Services. Welcome to the BMW Certified Edge.
94.3.
For information about the BMW Certified Pre-Owned Elite warranty, call 1-800-334.
Or you can watch it on your phone on YouTube. Yeah. I hope. Go to YouTube and go to Pack Power Media. Go to YouTube and go to Pack Power Media, and you should be able to watch the stream. I haven't checked it yet.
That's not coming over the radio.
No, commercial's the only thing that would be on right now.
Just pointing to that at night. I don't go to
Football season is here.
My moments of glory.
Kickoff is at Harold's Auto Service to get your car serviced and running its best.
Renee says we're very low.
Whether your car needs an oil change, tires, brakes, or that annoying check engine light fixed, Harold's is your one-stop shop.
Mark upstairs, right?
That's what I'm doing.
He said to tell him. He can hear us.
Mark,
He said he can hear
Renee
us.
says we're very, very low.
You'll be in and out in a flash.
Thanks, Mark.
Harold's Auto Service, serving Fayetteville and the surrounding communities for over 60 years.
High school football season's here, and there's no better time to get together and root for your hometown team.
We need to do like those in-studio shows where we have sound effect buttons, so we could like hit the revving engine for the school drivers.
Yeah, you hear it.
I do have the Terry Sanford principal for the halftime interview.
Good.
Already said. I can't remember his name, but I got it.
Rob Guzman.
I can't hear you.
It's like a president. You just call him Mr. Principal.
Yeah. Here we go.
Rob Guzman. Rob Guzman is
Game of the week anywhere. Click listen live on sunny943.com.
And welcome back to Bulldog Stadium on the campus of Terry Sanford High School. Easy for me to say. What's turned into a beautiful night for football. 81 degrees, a nice breeze coming out of the east. Looking like it's going to be a beautiful sunset here at Bulldog Stadium as the Bulldogs are going to host Cleveland. Welcome to the First Bank pregame show. I'm Billy Mack. I'll be your pregame host. I'll be bringing you interviews, updates, and insights from field level. Now let's go up to the booth and meet the guys who will be calling tonight's action.
Good Friday night, everybody. This is Ray Quinnell, ready to push some pencils and crunch some numbers and tell you the stats.
And I'm Steve Driggers. We'll be providing some of the color commentary for this game between the Rams and the Bulldogs tonight.
And I'm Charles Kuntz. There's no way we can match Lloyd Foster. I love that intro that the radio station has for us. Can't match Lloyd Foster, but we can match his enthusiasm for bringing you the best in high school football. It's a pleasure for me to anchor the A-team here tonight. Bill?
Thank you very much, Charles and Steve, as we look at Terry Sanford tonight. An unfamiliar position for them. They come in after their first loss of the season last week to Cape Fear in what was a shootout here at Bulldog Stadium. But they came up on the short.
And Coach Till used to coach together, and then when Coach Till went to Cape Fear. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. I thought you were motioning at me there, but you know, they coached together, so there was a bit of a rivalry going on with those two guys, the two coaches. So you know, Brian Till is just a great head coach, I think, and he's got his guys fired up. These kids know that, you know, you're going to stub your toe occasionally if you don't play your best ball, and so they probably played very good ball last Friday night after the ball game. So put it together. Offense has got to do your job. Defense, you got to do your job. Special teams, you know, cover, make good Sunday football, Monday football. Start talking about. He's got good savvy, you know, field technique. Here's a kid that knows. He knows when to throw. He knows when to tuck and run, and he takes opportunistic chances. I like the guy a lot. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks that I've seen in a long, long time. And this year, you know, obviously with Velasquez and I think Hill kid out at Pine Forest, you know, there's some good quarterbacks in the league this year. So, you know, Christian Jane knows what to do with the football, and he's that stirrer. He's going to stir that offense for Terry Sanford.
And, you know, he's going to probably have to take on a little bit more of the load tonight, as James Jordan, I've been told, will not play. Suffered a for commercials as we're only about 10 minutes from kickoff. Come back and look at the Cleveland Rams, get the national anthem, the coin toss, and then, guys, it's going to be time for kickoff. You know, we live for Friday nights. So right now we're going to step to the commercials. We'll be back. You're listening to the best in high school sports on the Mid-South Sports Network.
In the nation,
Got
you know
it.
how it feels when a company doesn't treat you like a priority. You feel small. Or worst of all, like you're just a voice in a crowd. At Nationwide, we put numbers first. Join the nation. Nationwide is on your side. See Brad Hurley, Nationwide Insurance on Rayford Road. Call 829-1100. That's 829-1100. Brad Hurley, Nationwide Insurance.
Services.
Here we go.
World Game of the Week on Sunny 94.3 FM.
National anthem for presented by
About. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does tonight and how he goes about playing up against that tough Terry Sanford secondary, because the Terry Sanford secondary has been a secondary that's already been tested. When you look at Blackman and Golston, Balding, and Mitchell Swanier, you know, these guys have seen last week Velasquez, who is one of the top quarterbacks in the league, I should say in Cumberland County, because they're not in the same
to give me some Scott over for Terry Sanford.
but if they play
For the Bulldogs.
The thing that Bob 52 points.
Along, and everybody just picked up and make that adjustment. Turn it back 4 at home as they went 10-4 on the season. They're coming into
out and do the things, whether they're at home or on the road, Bill, where they've got to control the football. You know, Terry Sanford will have a hard time.
get to see their.
Well, the blitzing tonight.
He's out for about.
Exclusive interview with the Cleveland, so they will put the ball nice and do.
A nice job by Mirai, Charles, to knife right through that front line of Cleveland. He gets into the backfield a little quicker than I think they thought and brings the runner down.
All right, early 3rd down and 2 for the Rams. From now, they're on 38-yard line. Ball's on the hash mark on this to near side. Delayed handoff going to the right side. Senior Steve Gist, a female, Bruce Lewis. And will be knocked out of bounds. Not before James broke it at the line.
The secondary.
In case you have just joined us, again, the number 14 is
that one.
Roster Steve. It's midweek, but
Kept him from
tackles to his credit.
even before the receiver
Tackle is Tion Steve, and it
track likes to call it. Who knows?
off rather about the 5-yard line and walks in for the touchdown.
Nice tipped ball by Blackman. But
Back in a moment. The ball is on the 18.
good job by
6 with the ball on the hash mark on this to near the little hand clap.
I think he even lost a yard on. Get away from.
Take it out to Bolding. First down yardage. They'll throw it. Number 80 is Chris Chavis,
So
and will be blocked. Stadium
he picks up a job there, block.
with Christian Jane at the quarterback. 10 receptions. Christian
25, but still a big gain for the Bulldogs.
making the sign. Just to set up and no gain on the play.
Jordan, his build for that Bulldog off.
Help from the back.
And as you said, Charles,
Hand off. We have ourselves.
Valley Auto. Possibly stepping out of hook, going to the Barnes, the nose guard, 6.
And right now it's Bulldogs.
3.
Kick fielded at yardage to pretty good yardage. Yeah. The ball at the bench, but that's all. It looked like for Dante Bolden, one of the other is 14-7.
Pick another,
and then a other pickup of about 3. We'll call it conference battle. Loose. We're going to take a away. Clark, Montreal Williams, about half first half, both sides, slot to the left side. And Cleveland.
Jay Neff and Kisner.
Hand off to Blackman, giving is the line judge. Randy, big guy, missed the guy before the Rams pick up. Norman on the keeper, along with Bryce Golston on the receiver, 15-yard line.
He's going to
brings up a.
No, it's well short, Charles. It's not.
Roar, 23-yard line. Tevinson right there.
It's enough forward to get.
Corey Mims out to play here in the first half. Glenn Benson finally brings him down.
Instead of tackling.
Williams coming back.
Control Williams.
That is.
Jane, he can take a hit. He's.
Was two.
That's the good.
And back toward Jane.
From his corner.
The longest being 30. Rodgers. They're 2-2. Hogs thought he had.
Charles, that was bright. Receiver gets out there and they just.
There's time to score.
Different perspective.
Elect to do. So the Bulldogs team and 2 look up Scott, but
it was
seconds to play. Time for 1 play. Rams. Well, let me back.
Call and then all Dog Stadium.
Some admitted.
And downsized.
Wanted to do more aspects, not only
tennis team
to have the support for the Bulldogs.
Plays of offense.
And
we've got a back to you, Donnie. We're doing a special. We are doing a special tonight. Tree crew there.
Already hinted to it. Athletic side, Steve.
You know, I mean that.
And that's got our score. Terry Sanford 20 and Cleveland 13.
Steve, it appeared to me that there was a little bit of a hurry-up offense involved in that last set of downs.
Well, they did. You're exactly right, Charles. There was, they weren't. It wasn't a no-huddle offense because they were kind of standing around getting the plays. But I think they want to increase the pace of the game a little bit because I don't think that the Cleveland Rams are as in the kind of shape that Terry Sanford is. So if they can keep that defense on the field like that, it'll tire them out, especially in the fourth quarter.
All right, Jacob Scott will be the return artist, standing on his own 10-yard line on this the near side of the field as Rogers has the ball on the tee. A short kick, has a little hang time, fielded at about the 12-yard line. That'll be number 80, I do believe. 80 is hit, spun around, and then will be dropped. That's Chris Murphy on the return. So the defense of the Bulldogs will come on the field. You know, when you rewind back to the closing moments of that first half, the defense or the Bulldogs also played a big part of that on a Fisher, and he will just throw it. Reason to play broken, and Norman will be out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Blackman, I was afraid Blackman was going to make unnecessary step back, looking to throw. Cox airs it out downfield and open. The ball is stepped out of bounds at about the 23. Gavin Chavin.
Like Terry, because he really
his receiver to pick.
You can learn a whole lot more by getting behind.
Off the clock.
30-35. Got one guy to get Keyshawn DeBerry to pack at about the 20.
Just tripped him up. 26.
25-yard.
Hard work, preparation.
The throw. Jane there and waited.
Jane, Mosley.
50 seconds to. He's trying to confirm coming on.
What do you have?
To play here, snuffed out past Bryce.
I'm not going to let you catch the football. My daughter Emily
Blackman, ball again. He's only 5'8" and 140 single coverage. Mark is over closer.
Design play for
Mosley off tackle all the way down. I thought they were going to let her
ball.